I just almost can't believe how much I hate the way I look with my hair up. The hair has been a struggle again today in a completely new, different way, but that just is what it is. Anyway, hey, welcome back to a new video. If you're coming back, welcome. If you're new, very glad to have you. Today's the day, man. Today's the day I'm finally filming this frickin' Christmas haul. So basically, the only reason why this haul is happening, by the way, is because I posted a poll on my Instagram story. If you don't follow my Instagram, it will be linked in the description box. Feel free to check it out if you're into various makeup and skincare related kinds of content. That's what I do over there. I posted a poll on my Instagram story asking my followers basically if they wanted to see a haul of all the makeup that I got for myself or had gifted to me for Christmas, and everyone who voted said yes, and that's the only reason why this video is going up right now, because hauls are not my usual kind of content, but everything that's being featured today is stuff that either has been on my wish list for a while or even came out during 2020 and just kind of caught my eye. So I thought you guys might want to hear my reasons for why they interested me and what I think of them so far, because I have been testing stuff out, which has been fun. Actually, everything in this haul is kind of a combination of Christmas and birthday. Because my birthday is New Year's Eve, so it's within a week after Christmas Day. So there's that. And so first and foremost, I want to highlight these earrings, because I literally did my makeup today to match these earrings, and I'm just really digging our vibe, man. I'm digging our look today. These earrings are from Ranas Jewelry. My folks got them for me for Christmas, and I know I'm gonna keep catching them in the viewfinder and getting distracted because I'm really not used to wearing very dangly earrings. And so when I first kind of opened them up, I was like, these are gorgeous, but I was immediately kind of intimidated because I usually don't wear such like long, drapey, beautiful, attention-grabbing earrings. They were literally, they're handmade by this incredibly talented non-binary Boricua artist named Candida Gonzalez, all-around magical human being. I will leave all the pertinent links to their Instagram page, their site. I think that they have an Etsy shop and then another site where they kind of sell their jewelry through. You should definitely check their stuff out. I am super in love with these. I am no longer intimidated, and I feel like I'm gonna want to wear these a lot. So yeah, I'm super happy with these. You should definitely check out their jewelry. So there's that. That's the first thing, because it literally inspired our whole look today. And now let's get into some of the makeup products. So I want to start out with products that were actually like picked out for me and gifted to me by my folks, because I have a handful of them here, and the story behind this is just like kind of really super cute. First and foremost, let's talk about what's on my eyes today, and it's actually what's also been on my eyes in the last two videos I've uploaded. I have here the At Forest Sight Colourpop palette that was done in collaboration with Raw Beauty Christie. Much like with the Pure Cosmetics collab palette that she did, this has quickly become a fave. This has quickly secured a spot in top favorite. I just know my lighting's not going to do it justice, but this palette is beautiful. I said in my fall 2020 faves video where I featured the Pure and Raw Beauty Christie palette actually, that this was basically like that palette's grungy sister, and I feel like that assessment is actually still correct. I love this color. Everything about this collection really spoke to me. First of all, I adore Christie. If you don't already watch Christie, you should. She's not posting regularly right now because she just had a baby, which is fucking incredible. I'm gonna link her channel down below. Please go peruse her content. She's simply the best, and she deserved all the success she had in 2020. The rest of us had a rough fucking 2020, and that's not to say she didn't either, but she had a lot of wins in 2020 that I felt like she really deserved, including two awesome collabs, okay? This is the most exciting Colourpop needed this. Colourpop needed this more than Christie did. This is the most exciting thing Colourpop has put out, in my own opinion, since the Mulan collection. And I know the Mulan collection met with some pretty divisive, people were pretty split on the Mulan collection. I personally enjoyed the Mulan collection. I wound up really enjoying the color story of that palette, and you know, generally the collection just called to me because I'm a big Mulan fan, but legitimately nothing else that Colourpop released up until this palette, this collection really, made me go like, ooh, like I need that. So props to Christy for that, because straight up Colourpop wasn't gonna give us a color story like this. They straight up weren't. I know Colourpop's getting a lot of flack right now that I think is well deserved. That's honestly a topic for another video. Maybe we'll touch on that in the next discussing recent releases video that I do. But it really took doing a collab with someone who is actually mindful of their audience and thinks about what their audience wants for them to put out a color story that realistically everybody could use. So props to Christy for that, because she's the one who chose these colors. And honestly, just the whole vibe of this collection. I love the foresty vibe with like the mushrooms and the trees and the watercolor. It's so fucking cute. It's so cute. Just really beautiful. Like, it actually looks like images out of a storybook. Really spoke to me. And like, straight up, this is so cheesy. Some of the packaging said like Into the Woods on it, which just made me go like, because Into the Woods is my favorite musical. So this collection in a lot of ways just spoke to me on a really personal level. From color story, obviously the formula, Colourpop's formulas are pretty dependable at this point. They've had some misses, but I just kind of knew because it was a collection with Christy and people have been asking for a Colourpop Christy collection for literal years. Like since like 2016 or 17. If they had messed this up, Colourpop would have been permanently canceled. So I'm glad that they didn't. I'm glad that they really hit this one out of the park. Super happy about everything with this guy. Like every look I've done, even this one, I started on this look and was like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know how this is gonna go. And I was really nervous about it. And then once I kind of finished off the look and popped in my earrings, I was like, you know what? Everything just came together so beautifully. So yes, I am very happy with how this turned out. And I've loved the other two looks that I've done with it so far and cannot wait to keep playing with it. Also today and in my last two videos, I've worn this liner from the collection. The shade name is Woodsy. It's basically like a really nice, warm brown. This is a really nice eyeliner formula, actually. I'm not typically a liner wearer, but obviously all three of the liner colors that came with this collection spoke to me. Oh, I should tell you guys the story about this. Okay, so the reason why I have the palette and the liner, and actually both the lip glosses, I have both the lip glosses as well. So my mom and I are actually both huge Raw Beauty Christy fans. Like, it's something that we'll do when we're up in the morning having our coffee, as we go like, has Christy posted a new video yet? And we watch it together. And we just both have a lot of love for Christy. So we were both really excited about this collection when it dropped. And my mother, and she got my dad and my brother in on it too. My mom sat on the site on 2 different days, I guess, when the initial launch happened and then when there was like a restock at some point. She was on the site prior to when the launches went live, and she just picked up the pieces that she could, and this is what wound up getting to my hands. And I just thought that was so cute. Like, she had the guys like distract me so I wouldn't come into the room while she was on her laptop trying to get as much of the collection as she could for me. And that's just like, when I opened it on Christmas morning and she like told me the stories about it, I was just like, I don't deserve y'all. Like, my family's literally the best. And what's funny about that is that I wanted to get some of the pieces from the collection for her too, but at the time that the launches kind of happened, I didn't really have the funds. And then when I did have the funds, everything was sold out. So I was just kind of like, fuck. But yeah, so I just thought that story was really super sweet. My family's the absolute best, and I love them, and I couldn't be happier to have the pieces from the collection that I have. Just because I legitimately was not expecting it. It really was like the sweetest surprise. And yeah, that was super great. A note on the glosses, these perform like Luxe lip glosses are supposed to perform. These have that formula that I love, love, love so much. Not like a certain Luxe lip gloss that we talked about in my last video. That was not good. These don't do that. These are really, really nice. This one actually I moved to my everyday lip drawer right away, just because I knew looking at it, I was like, I'm gonna get a lot of use out of that. It's just, I love both of the lip gloss shades that she chose. We have like this nice kind of soft, milky, mauve-y pink. Look at the packaging. Look at that. Are you kidding me? And then like this kind of icier. This one shifts a lot. I think that it looks a little different on everybody. But it's just like this really beautiful, icy, sparkly lip gloss. I love both of these. I've worn each of them a couple times now. Love, love, love. So yeah, super stoked about this. And I feel like the luckiest girl in the world to have the folks that I do who would actually go to that amount of trouble for me. I'm not gonna get weepy in this video. Are you kidding me? I'm simply not. I'm not gonna get weepy in this video. No. Anyway, so there's that. So these are the products that were gifted to me, and everything else from this point out is actually stuff that I picked out for myself using money that my folks and also my grandma, the same grandma who I talked about and told that cute story about in this video up here. She's a real one, what can I say? Gifted me money for Christmas and or my birthday. So that I could kind of pick out what I wanted, which was super cool of them. Another thing to be real about right now, this haul wouldn't be happening if the people in my life who support me didn't enable it to happen. So I just wanted to make that very clear too. I just don't want to sit up here and be like, oh, look at all this stuff I got, like, and seem like braggy. So yeah, that's part of why hauls aren't really a part of my content. I used to do them on my Instagram stories, and then at some point I just stopped buying makeup at the volume that would warrant filming a haul, and the idea of it made me a little uncomfortable, so this is not going to be a regular thing, but it's a special occasion, so that's that. So big thanks to my folks who contributed to today's video. You guys are awesome. Love you all so much. And let's get into some of the stuff that I picked out. I guess I'm going to start with the stuff I got from Sephora, because I definitely got the most stuff from Sephora. I know we're still side-eyeing Sephora, by the way, but I wanted to condense packaging as much as I possibly could and not have a bunch of packages come to my house and create more waste than absolutely necessary. So Sephora is still, it was just the place that I went to make that possible. What to start with? Okay, so fair warning, there are so many lip glosses in this haul. I know I just showed you 2 lip glosses from the Raw Beauty Christie collection. There are so many lip glosses in this haul, and that probably seems counterintuitive because of like masks, but I'm straight up not wearing any kind of makeup under a mask anyway, and if I were thinking about makeup to wear under my mask, that would be makeup I'd only be wearing once every like 2 or so weeks, because that's how often I'm actually leaving my house and wearing a mask. So there's that. So I was just kind of thinking about products that genuinely excited me, that have been on my wish list for a while, that I thought were going to be fun to add to my collection, and that's really that. So if you're not into lip glosses, I'm really sorry in advance, because there are a lot of lip glosses, but there's some other fun stuff too. So let's start with what I got from Sephora. So a lot of lip glosses. The first one I want to talk about is from a brand that I've never tried anything from before. I know that this brand is probably more, I think that their lip glosses are popular, but I think they're more kind of well known for their like balmy kind of cheek products. Like they have like a bronzer, there's like a lip and cheek tint thing, and then there's like a gel, like a balmy kind of highlighter. I didn't have any need for any of those kind of products in my collection right now, but this is a brand that's really interested me for a while, and I've heard really good things about their lip glosses. They have 2 different formulas of lip gloss. I grabbed a shade from one of them because I kind of feel like whenever you don't kind of know where to start with testing out a new brand, lip products are as good a place to start as any. So I got myself a lip jelly from Tower 28. This is in the shade Almond, and so far I'm so impressed with this. Like, my experience with this product has actually made me so excited to try more stuff from this brand. This is such a kind of unique gloss formula, actually. I've worn it a few times since it got to me. I have been testing stuff out because I could not help myself, and I thought it might be good to give you guys some first impressions of some of these things. So I was almost, because it's called a milky lip jelly, so I was almost kind of expecting it to be more pigmented than it is, but it just kind of shears out so beautifully. And love the color, by the way. Love that cool kind of brown. And as it shears out, you know, it's just kind of a nice kiss of color on the lips. But it really looks so high shine. Like, it looks so hydrating. It gives your lips that glossy look, but it doesn't feel sticky or anything like that. It's not like noticeable on the lips. It just feels so like conditioning and hydrating and nice. It just gives your lips this nice kind of slip. But what I love about this gloss, and I've noticed it every time I've worn it, is that as it kind of fades, it just, something about it, it like actually nourishes your lips. Like legitimately. Like I just kind of find as it wears throughout the day, it fades away really beautifully and naturally, and it's still, your lips still look like they have that glossy kind of vibe. But even after it's like worn completely off, like my lips just like were so like plump and smooth and like genuinely looked so healthy and like nice even without the product on, even as it had kind of faded away. So this is nice just not only like as it wears, but also like as it kind of fades, and it leaves a lasting kind of effect on the lips in terms of like hydration. Like I genuinely feel like this does condition the lips so beautifully. I have 3 more lip glosses to talk about that I got from Sephora, and then we're gonna move on. This is a formula that I think was released in 2020. I don't remember for sure, I'm assuming so. The Bite Beauty Yay Sayer Plumping Lip Gloss. I got it in the shade Cinnamon Twist, and I haven't even swatched this one yet because look at how perfect and pristine this applicator is. And now I'm going to destroy it. I'm assuming that I'm twisting it the right way because I cannot twist it the other way. Look at that. I got the shade Cinnamon Twist for a couple reasons. First of all, because I felt like it was a shade that was not already well represented in my existing collection, and also not one that I'd already picked up in another formula in this very haul. So it's just this beautiful, warm, sparkly cinnamon brown. And also, I thought it would be cute to have it in the shade name Cinnamon Twist and with this cinnamony kind of color, because there's actually cinnamon in the formula. That's what's supposed to give it its kind of plumping properties. Let's see if I feel it. Let's see if the swatch makes my skin tingle. This will be an interesting kind of patch test live on camera. So far, I'm not feeling anything. I don't put a lot of stock in plumping lip products. I never notice a difference for my lips when I use a plumping lip gloss or anything like that. But because it's from Bite Beauty, and I've loved everything from Bite Beauty that I've tried specifically in the lip product range, I had a pretty good feeling about this gloss. Just kind of knew that it was probably going to be up my alley. So I'm excited to wear this. This is the only lip gloss that in this whole haul that I actually hadn't swatched or anything before today, so I'm very excited to put it on my lips and actually get to test it out. I don't think the next 2 things are gonna surprise you guys at all, actually. I had to do it. I had to do it, okay? So for anyone who's new here, in case you didn't know, the original Gloss Bomb formula from Fenty Beauty is my #1 fave. It is my absolute favorite lip gloss that has ever existed. So when they came out with these ones, I was innately very interested. So I got the shades. I originally was just gonna get 1 shade, even though every single shade of this lip gloss formula was calling to me, but I couldn't decide between these 2, so I got both of them. So I got this shade Fenty Glow. This is basically like the new formula's counterpart to the first ever gloss bomb that they released in the original formula, which is also called Fenty Glow. Beautiful. Just a really beautiful nude lip gloss. And then I got the shade Fruit Snacks, which is just this beautiful, deep kind of wine red. In terms of formula, they go on silky smooth. They are very pigmented, so if you're not into a very pigmented lip gloss, you might not dig this. I will say one tip I will give, because I wore Fruit Snacks in my last video, and I've tested out this guy a couple times off camera. I will say with Fruit Snacks, because I applied it all the way out to my lip line, because that's what everyone's been doing in their swatch videos, silly me. Even with a lip liner, I did notice some kind of feathering around the edges of my lips, obviously because this isn't like a lipstick. It's not gonna listen to a lip liner and stay inside the lines. It's gonna start to bleed out, and so that was my own fault. So what I would say with this formula, if you're worried about something like that, is try to keep it mostly in the center of your lips and kind of fade it out from there, rather than swiping it all over your lips all the way to the lip line like I did, which was very, very silly. I did not notice that with Fenty Glow because it's just kind of a perfect nude lip for me. So I didn't really notice that at all like I did with this deep dark red. I love both of these. So far, my experience with them has been very good. I'll just try not to be so messy with them in the future. But yeah, they do go on just so like smooth and creamy. Cream is a very good descriptor for them for sure. And yeah, I'm loving both. They give your lips that kind of like liquid latex vibe, if that makes any sense. If you're looking for a high impact, very pigmented, just smooth looking gloss, these are really nice. Highly recommend. I'm very much enjoying them so far. I kind of expected that was going to be the case because I know Fenty quality by now, and they've literally never let me down. Like everything I've tried from Fenty, I've really enjoyed. And I'm very glad that that's the case again with these, because I was very excited about them when they launched. So also from Fenty Beauty, I got 2 little mascaras from them. I think that this also launched at some point in 2020, but they basically dropped these 2 mini versions of their full frontal mascara in colors. So we have Miss Merlot, which is like a deep, let me see, I'm not gonna swatch mascara on the back of my hand. Let me see if I can give you an idea of what we're looking at here. It's basically this really deep wine red, which is a color that I typically appreciate in a mascara. You guys know I love like red tones around the eyes, and I just love colors like this deep kind of burgundy red for mascaras. Actually, I'm a big fan of that. But also, and this is the one that really excited me, because I remember back when Colourpop came out with their colorful mascaras. By the way, the Colourpop mascara formula is one of the worst I've ever tried. Please don't try it. It's so bad. It's like my biggest product disappointment from Colourpop. Anyway, when they came out with that line, they came out with a whole line of colorful mascaras, and there wasn't like, there was a teal, but there in a blue, but there wasn't a green, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. I was like, a green mascara would look so killer. Like, I would buy that so fast, even if the formula is shit. Like, something about the idea of a green mascara just really genuinely excited me. And lo and behold, here comes Fenty Beauty with a green mascara in my favorite formula, because the full frontal formula is my favorite mascara formula that I've ever tried. Let me give you an idea. So the shade name here is Ivy League, and I will say it looks more like a deep kind of pine green when you look online, and even the sticker down here. And it probably looks darker on camera than it actually is. In real life, it's giving me more of like a mossy kind of army green, which is fine. I'm still super excited about it. I'm just like, I just think it's so funny that Fenty hit us with a green mascara when I was just like, someone give me a green mascara. So these dropped, and I was super excited about them, and they've been on my wish list ever since, and so I was just very, very happy to finally be able to pick them up. Last thing from Sephora, I did also get some skincare items from Sephora, but I think I'm going to feature them I know one of them is going to be in the next video that I have going up, so keep an eye out for that. But I think that I'm going to reserve talking about those for maybe bringing them up on my IGTV at some point, because I do a skincare series over on my IGTV. So the last makeup product that I got from Sephora is a blush from Rare Beauty. Remember when we talked about Rare Beauty and all their cream blush formulas in my last discussing recent releases video that I did? It was because I knew that this was on its way to me, which is part of why I didn't partake of the newest launch from them, is because I was like, I already have a cream blush coming. I actually wore this in my last video. I don't know if you can even tell because of how my white balance in that video. Anyway, I'll insert a picture so you can get a better idea of how this looked on me that day. Now, this is the product that I was like the most nervous about when I picked it up, because I originally wanted to get another shade in the dewy formula, but I like looked at it and I was like, you have that exact shade in a hydrating dewy kind of formula from another brand, like in a formula that you already love, so maybe we work through that one and come back to this another time. So I wound up picking the other shade that I felt would best suit my kind of skin tone, and that is the shade Bliss, and it looks very peachy online if you look at the picture online, and here it looks pretty peachy too in the tube because it's like frosted glass. It almost looks like more of just a nice neutral nude. I will say this is still very neutral toned instead of being like this warm kind of peachy shade. And I was nervous about that because I don't typically wear peachy tones. I just don't. I think they look like shit on me, but I went out on a limb with this one and I'm actually so glad I did. I very much enjoy this. So this one is in the matte formula. In this original kind of blush drop that they did, there was the dewy formula and the matte one, and I just really like the idea of having a cream blush in my arsenal that dried down to a matte finish, but this is so pigmented. So I sheared this out so much on the back of my hand and like applied it with my fingers and just kind of built it up rather than start out with it on my face and try to work with it from there. And I really enjoyed it so far. So far I'm really digging this formula because it's so pigmented, and particularly with the matte formula. Like look, this is basically dried down now. It has like a velvety kind of finish. And I did notice after I had kind of sheared it out on the back of my hand when I used it that day, it did stain my hand. Oh, that's another note actually about the Fenty glosses. They stain. They stain your lips because of how pigmented they are, so be aware of that. Not in like a bad way, and I actually in a really nice way, but just so you know. This guy I think kind of does the same thing, and so I think that adds a lot to its longevity, and that was why it appealed to me so much too, is because blush is typically one of the first things on your face when you do your makeup to like fade. So I typically over apply blush anyway. I typically go pretty ham with blush, so I wasn't really worried about this being too pigmented or anything like that. I really love the finish. I really love the longevity of it. When I wore it in my last video, I wore that makeup all day and it stayed all day and just looked really nice. Just kind of a beautiful satiny kind of blush. It's definitely got a customizable intensity because you can work with it a little bit and sheer it out really beautifully. But it also is very buildable and very natural looking. So yeah. I'm enjoying this so far. I'm glad that this was my first thing that I picked up from the brand. I am so ludicrously excited to talk to you guys about this next one. You have no idea. Okay, so between the Rare Beauty blush and another blush that I picked up that we're gonna talk about in a couple minutes here, and this product that I picked up, this was why, like these were why I was like, I don't need to pick up a bunch of like single complexion products, because I knew that I had picked out two blushes I was really excited about, and also this guy. So Midas Cosmetics, which is a really awesome indie brand, teamed up with NAMI-NYC, who's a really awesome makeup artist on Instagram and YouTube. I'll link everybody's stuff down below so you can check them out, by the way. But they teamed up and they did a series of really beautiful face palettes. And this is actually kind of there are a couple of content creators that I watch who basically put Midas Cosmetics on my radar, but this is the launch from them that finally made me go like, I need to pay attention to this brand. Like going forward, I need to keep them in my timeline and keep an eye on what they're doing. And also this is the launch that helped me to discover NAMI-NYC, who is now one of my favorite creators that I follow, so I'm very glad about that. So there were 4 face palettes. I got the lightest one. This is the Dawn palette. There's also Noon, Dusk, and Midnight. So I knew that I wanted to support this release because boy did they just give us a fucking range. Like a range to put pretty much all mainstream brands to fucking shame, okay? So I was very excited to get to support this launch, actually. So I got the lightest face palette, which is in Dawn, and it basically comes like this. There's a mirror inside, which is very nice of them. I don't usually, it's not like a deal breaker for me if a palette has a mirror in it or not, but it's a nice touch. And it's just this cute little quad. So there's a contour, a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. The only shade in here I haven't used yet is the bronzer, but I used the contour shade on my face in my last video, and also I used the contour, blush, and highlight on my skin today. Let me see if I can... She glowing. She rosy. My lights are drowning this out. So I'll insert a picture so you can see what this actually looks like in like natural light. There it is. Wow, I'm just so bad at swatching. Anyway, there they all are. This is arguably the product in here that I was the most excited to get my hands on, and it has not disappointed. The powders in here, just the quality of them, they're so soft and just like buttery smooth. They blend effortlessly. They're kind of on the sheerer side, but they build so beautifully. And the highlight is just like the most beautiful, super smooth, like hyper reflective, but not in like the Tin Man effect, like metallic kind of way, but in like that wet looking, super dewy skin kind of way. Perfection. It's beautiful, glowy perfection. I'm loving this. I'm so stoked about it. You're gonna see it on my face a lot. And if you haven't heard of Midas Cosmetics or Neon MUA before, I hope that you'll check them out down below because they are all super, super cool. And I was just very excited to get to support this collab. I am so stoked about this. So the last package that I had come in was 3 items that I picked up from Beauty Bay, actually. Which wasn't originally the plan, it just kind of was what happened. So the first thing I want to show you is the other single blush that I picked up, which is still in its beautiful unicarton, by the way, beautiful, for a reason. This is a Melt Cosmetics Blush Light, which is a formula I've been very interested to try for a long time. I got it in the shade Nevermore, because that seemed like the shade I would get the most use out of. And the reason why I wound up picking it up on Beauty Bay is because this one shade is the only one that wasn't available on Sephora. They had every other shade in stock, but this one. So I checked it out on Beauty Bay, and there it was, lo and behold. So since Beauty Bay is based in the UK, this went on quite a journey to get to me. So this is another product that I haven't even swatched yet because, let me be careful here. We have a man down, so to speak. Let me just kind of tap into it and give you guys a swatcherino because the color is really beautiful. I'm trying to not make a mess as best I can. I'm actually kind of surprised with our mailing system being what it is right now that this is the only one of the products here that came to me in this condition. I swatched it next to the Rare Beauty one and it's kind of more subtle, but look how reflective and beautiful it is. So I need to repress this, which is fine. You're never gonna hear me like complain if something comes to me like shattered or anything like that, because even pre-pandemic shit just happens in transit. We repress the product and we move on. I cannot wait to get to wear this for real on my face because I love the idea of like a blush highlight combo, like something you can just throw on and get the glowy cheeks and be done instead, and not have to like layer another highlight on top of if you don't want to. I just love glowy cheek products. This is a formula that's been on my radar for a long time, and this is now my first Melt purchase. This is the first thing I've ever purchased from Melt Cosmetics. I can't wait to give it a go. Since we had a very decent break from lip glosses there, the last 2 products I have to talk about are more lip glosses. So the story here. This is another indie brand. This is an influencer-owned brand. This is from Lunar Beauty, which is Manny MUA's brand. Again, his channel and the brand's site will be linked down below. So I wound up kind of adding these to my Beauty Bay order because I realized, I was like, I didn't want to go on Beauty Bay and just get like one blush and just wait for one blush to get to me. I wanted to pick up a couple of items, and I realized Beauty Bay carries Lunar Beauty. So added these to my order. I've heard nothing but good things about Manny's brand. There are a couple of items from his line that definitely interest me. Like the most recent palette release he did, the Eternal Eclipse palette, definitely, that's the first palette from his brand that's made me go like, I might need that. I know I don't actually need it. It's like what I said about the Melt Blueprint stack in my last discussing recent releases video. I already have a decent amount of neutrals and blues in my eyeshadow collection. I can't really justify getting another eyeshadow palette with that kind of color story right now. But if ever a time comes, that will be the one I'm picking up. Anyway, I've heard a number of people just rave about the Lunar Beauty lip glosses, and a couple of people have said, you know, when they talk about Lunar Beauty, if there is a product to try first from them, it's the lip glosses. Like, they will not disappoint. And I've even heard a number of people compare them to the beloved Fenty Gloss Bomb, which I mentioned earlier is my favorite lip gloss formula, the original Gloss Bomb formula. So when I heard people saying that, like comparing the two, saying that this is as good as that one, I was just kind of like, I need to see for myself. So I picked out two shades. I got the shade Moon, which is actually on my lips today. It's kind of faded because I've been drinking water because I'm dehydrated. But let me swatch it here for you. I swear I'm the worst at swatching. This is why I don't do this on this channel. And I also got the shade Dreamy. I was between Dreamy and another shade called Aura. I kind of wound up picking this one up. So I swatched them next to each other in a very weird fashion. So there's Moon. It's kind of like a butterscotchy nude. And there's Dreamy. It's more of like a sheer peachy pink with a little bit of sparkle. I don't even know if I'm ooh. You can see very high shine. Very lovely. So I tried Dreamy the other day and was just like, oh, like, I get it. I understand why this is so many people's favorite lip gloss formula now. And I put Moon on today and it just kind of confirmed that for me. This really is like the nicest lip gloss formula. I can't even put into words. It's so like, it's like thick, but not in the like goopy, sticky way. It's like just thick enough, you know, but still it just goes on like so smooth and again very creamy. They have that very creamy feel, but not in the way that like the Fenty gloss bombs do, where they're kind of like gonna slip and slide everywhere. Like these don't do that. These are gonna stay in place once they're in place, but they're also just kind of fluid enough that they're not sticky. The lips have that slip. It's just like the most perfect consistency for a lip gloss. Like, oh my god, it's so nice. And I also love both of the shades that I picked out. Now I'm like, I want all the shades. Also, people were not kidding when they said that these smell incredible. These literally smell like vanilla, like cupcakes. Like these literally smell like a buttercream frosting kind of vibe. But not in like a distracting way, but in like a nice way. If I'm making any sense, I don't even, these defy all logic is what I'm getting at. Like, these are a win. These are of all, oh my god, of all the lip gloss formulas that I've talked about today, these might be the ones that I recommend the most because my first impression of them has been so strongly positive. I think that these are just incredible lip gloss. And I know that people have been saying for literal ages that that is the case, but now that I've seen it for myself, this formula has actually exceeded all my expectations, to be completely honest. I am in love with the Lunar Beauty glosses now. Could not recommend them enough. And again, it was a good product to try because it makes me excited to try more of Lunar Beauty, hopefully in the future. Particularly the eyeshadows, particularly that newest palette, because it's so beautiful. because I know that people say literally nothing but good things about the eyeshadow formula quality as well, so yay, I'm so stoked about that. I'm very excited to see more good stuff from Manny and his brand in the future, for sure. I actually just wanted to apply more of Moon for the outro, and I just wanted to touch on how beautifully these glosses build upon themselves, by the way. Like, they just layer up so nicely. Anyway, that does it for the video. I finally did the haul. I finally got the haul up. I'm so stoked about it. I've been excited to do this video for a minute now, just to kind of talk to you guys about some products that excited me and what my kind of first impression thoughts were of them. So yeah, super fun. I can't wait to keep playing around with this stuff and give you guys more like full thoughts on them later on down the line. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It's very deeply appreciated. If you're not already subscribed, maybe consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos from me. And if you could give this video a thumbs up, I'd also really appreciate that. It's not mandatory, but highly appreciated. And leave a comment down below telling me about some stuff that you got for the holidays or some new kind of products that you've been playing around with and what you think about them. I'm very interested to know. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that you'll tune in for the next one because I'm really excited about the next video, actually. So I hope that you will stick around for that and that you will enjoy that when that comes out. Again, follow my Instagram if you're not already. That'll be linked down below. We do all kinds of fun stuff over there too. Again, thank you so much for watching, and stay safe out there. Much love to you guys, and I'll see you back here for the next one really soon. Bye!